We live, baby. Mm-hmm. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. What's going on, y'all? We got that thing up and popping, man. Shout out to the nation. Shout out to the mob. We in the building as always, man. This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, back at y'all with another live. You feel me? Let me get a few of my people on here. You know what I mean? Let me let the people know that Mazuma TV is live. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out my boy Tito. My boy Tito in the building, man. What's good? What's good? I hope everybody's doing well. You know what I'm saying? We got some things that we need to talk about for sure. Got some things that we need to talk about. What's going on? My boy J Cash in the building, man. Hit both of y'all, hit the like button, man. Hit the like button as soon as you come in. It is very much appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Okay, he said dropping by real quick, finna watch a show with my lady. That's what's up, man. Enjoy your time with your lady, bro. That's what's up. That's what's up. Shout out to Pagai. He says Haney versus Matias. That's definitely something that's on the horizon based off of the business move that Subriel just made. You know what I mean? Shout out to the boy Slime. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button on the way in. It is very much appreciated. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm gonna be doing the intro music anymore, bro. I got this weird notification by YouTube that apparently that one of the songs that I was playing, somebody had owned like the instrumental or whatever, and they was trying to get me to share the revenue that I generated from the live. They wanted me to share the revenue with them. I'm like, bro, I played that song for like 30 seconds, and you want me to share the revenue with the share half, like share a percentage of the revenue that I made off of that live with that person who owned that music? No, I'm cool, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's some funny style shit. You feel me? So that's definitely not happening. Shout out to my boy Stop Motion MMA. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? I'm gonna let a few more of y'all get up in here before I get to speak in this box and talk. You feel what I mean? Also live on Instagram as well. You know what I'm saying? So if you on here at this point, man, it is very much appreciated. You feel what I mean? We definitely going live from multiple places now. You know what I mean, we just doing big boy things. You feel me? You know what I mean, diversifying shit. You feel what I'm saying? But we got some things that we need to talk about, man. There's some big news that's been going on. But before I get into what I mainly want to talk about, I want to talk about this big announcement that was going on with Canelo Alvarez. You know what I mean? There was a lot of speculation. Yeah. J Cash said that's fair usage. I mean, it is what it is, bro. I muted it, so he's not getting none of the revenue that I work hard to earn. You know what I'm saying? That's dead. You know what I mean? I don't know what type time people be on, but you know, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I ain't about to be tripping on it that much. But Canelo Alvarez had a big announcement coming on I believe like the Spanish version of ESPN or something of that nature. Correct me if I'm wrong. But regardless, he has some big announcement coming soon, and there was a lot of speculation as to what that announcement would be. You know what I mean? A lot of people said that he was going to leave PBC, that he was going to possibly fight Jamal Charlo next, and or a Jaime Munguia announcement, something of that nature. But a lot of people was leaning towards the whole situation with him leaving PBC. Now, according to Michael Benson, you know what I mean, somebody who you know I'm gonna say he's a pretty reliable source in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Because there's been times that he's been wrong, but for the most part, he's been on the money with things as of lately. You know what I'm saying? But let me see. According to Michael Benson, Canelo Alvarez has stated that he will fight for at least another 5 years before retiring from boxing. So, I mean, by 2029, 2030, Canelo Alvarez will be waving goodbye to the sport of boxing. That's something that he's been saying, though. I heard him say that into the in the lead up with Jamal Charlo going into that fight on the Breakfast Club. I believe he said that. So that's not something that, we already didn't know. But I guess the big announcement was Canelo Alvarez has now renewed his deal with TV Azteca in Mexico for another year. It said he's resisted pressure from broadcasters to make his fights pay-per-view. They will remain completely free for fans to watch in his home country. So essentially, you know what I mean? He's just coming out and telling y'all that the fight, if you're a Mexican or you're in Mexico, you'll be able to watch his fights for free. You know what I mean? Although there was people on the sidelines, there was businessmen on the sidelines that was trying to get him to have Mexicans pay for his fights. He said, no. You know what I'm saying? So, I guess we're gonna be the ones here in the States that's gonna have to pay for it. You know what I mean? But the people in his hometown, if you're Mexican, you're very fortunate. If you're a boxer fan and happen to be from Mexico, because if that's the case, you'll be able to show for the next 5 years of Canelo Alvarez's career, you'll be able to watch his fights for free. So I guess that was the big announcement. So there was nothing else that was really mentioned besides that. So I guess we could put them rumors to bed for right now that he's leaving PBC, because in all honesty, I think he has a 3-fight deal with. He got 2 fights left on his PBC deal, and I'm sure they're gonna accommodate him financially. You know what I mean? I'm sure they're gonna hold up their end of the bargain. You feel what I mean? J Cash said, as always, Americans foot in the bill. Yeah, that's a fact. You know what I mean? I heard about guys in the I heard about these UK guys watching these fights for like $20. Meanwhile, we paying like $80 to see a pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? And I've heard about UK people watching fights for free over there when it's pay-per-view over here. I don't know exactly how this thing is structured, but regardless, in the United States, man, we got to pay for every step we take out here, and that's just the world that we currently living in. You know what I'm saying? So, in other news, something else that I did not mention is that Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall rematching. You know what I'm saying? That's actually a pretty good fight, man. I had watched the fight live the first time, the first go around, and Josh Taylor had a tough back and forth fight with Jack Catterall. I honestly thought that Catterall had edged it out. You know what I mean? He was the first opponent that I've seen with Josh Taylor that just made him look vulnerable in points. You know what I mean? Essentially exposed that man. And ever since then, Josh Taylor hasn't really looked the same. You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of people thought that Josh Taylor was given a gift. You feel what I mean? And he went on to lose to Teofimo Lopez after the fact. Uh, but they running it back, man. They running it back. I thought that he won hands down, clearly. You know what I mean? I thought he did more than enough to defeat Josh Taylor. The judges saw it another way, unfortunately. So Jack Catterall wasn't crowned the WBO champion. You feel what I mean? But they're gonna be running it back, I guess, without a belt, because Teofimo done snatched that off of Josh Taylor. And this is gonna be at super lightweight, man. This is gonna be at 140 pounds. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be at 140 pounds. I heard Josh Taylor say in the past that 140 was taking a toll on his body and things of that nature, especially after the Teofimo Lopez fight. He was insinuating like his legs were dead, as if he was some sort of drained or overtrained or something of that nature. So if he were to lose to Jack Catterall in this upcoming matchup, I don't really want to hear any excuses about him being at 140 pounds too long, because at this point in time, uh, you know what I mean? He could have easily rematched him at 47. You know what I mean? I'm sure Jack probably would have took on that challenge or whatever, because he won his lick back. But I don't really want to hear no excuses if you're bitching about being drained at 140 but still taking fights at 140 pounds. It remind me of Kell Brook, because I remember Kell Brook was saying how 147 was real hard to make. And then after the Earl Spence fight, he was fighting at 154 a few times. Then all of a sudden, he goes back down to 47 to fight Terrence Crawford. You feel what I mean? So obviously, 147 isn't that big of a deal to get down to if you keep accepting fights that are in that weight class. You feel what I mean? Like, for example, uh, Devon Haney, you will never see that man back down at 135 again. Guaranteed. That boy is never getting back down to that weight. You see how bad he looked at that weight when he was on the scale. We've seen how, like in his performances, especially against Lomachenko, that he left some fight in the ring. You know what I mean? He left some fight in the gym. You know what I mean? And it showed in those later rounds against Vasil Lomachenko. It looked like he was fatigued. He looked like he was just biting down and just showing his dog. Because in all honesty, his conditioning looked like it faded in those championship rounds. And that's a sign of a fighter who may be leaving a good amount of fight at the gym. You feel me? Or somebody who's just not in shape. You feel what I mean? Which I highly doubt that Devin Haney is out of shape. I'm sure he's in superb condition, but when you're cutting that much weight, and you just focus on weight the entire training camp, it's gonna take an effect on your performance. You feel what I mean? So Anonymous says Catterall won that unanimously, in my opinion. I agree with you 1,000%. I thought he did more than enough, but you know what I mean? I don't know, man. Sometimes these judges be seeing shit a certain way that nobody else see it. You feel me? Malik says Jamal Charlo has a really nice jab. Nello and 9. He complimented Jamal just to say that he gonna get knocked out. But I don't know if Canelo gonna stop Jamal, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you now. With Jamal, he does have good legs, so he was able to like survive and just move around. Jamal Charlo is more of a flat-footed. He's more of a flat-footed, stationary type of guy. And I heard this interview on Mill City Boxing from Coach Bernie, one of Terrence Crawford's trainers, and he said that because Jamal and Jamal are so competitive with each other and want to prove that they're not in each other's shadow, Jamal's gonna be going into that fight with Canelo with a point to prove. And in the process of him trying to prove his point, he might get a little brave, and that'll allow Canelo to hit him with that kill shot. You feel what I'm saying? So he thinks that Jamal Charlo is gonna get stopped as well. Um, I don't know about that. I don't know about that at all. I don't even know if I ever seen Jamal Charlo hurt at all. He's been a pretty durable dude. He hasn't been hit by the biggest hitter, so I understand that. But at the same time, Jamal is a big, sturdy dude, man, who he's pretty responsible with his defense. He's not like a punching bag out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? So I think that he'll give Canelo more problems than Jamal did, but I still think that this is going to be a gimme fight for Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? I think he understands that he's catching Charlo at one of the weakest points in his career. He understands that it's a big name in the sport to add to his resume. And he's looking at it like an easy lick, bro. You know what I'm saying? Canelo and his team, they move extremely calculated. They don't really like to take the biggest risk or fighting guys when they're necessarily at their peak. They like vultures, man. They'll continue flying around till they see something breaking down, and then they'll sit there and wait for you to check so they could have a meal. You know what I'm saying? That's how Canelo and his team move around. They thought they caught Bivol slipping. They seen Bivol have a couple bad performances. It was like, oh yeah, we could take this fight and then grab his belt and become champion at 175. You feel what I'm saying? They thought that based off of Bivol's last performances prior to Canelo, that it was an easy lick, and then they found out that they got that shit all wrong. You feel what I mean? They found out Bivol was the truth, and ever since then, they've been acting like they've been interested in the fight, the rematch with Bivol, but in reality, you know, they didn't really want them problems. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. So I guess that's the big announcement that was made. I honestly thought that the announcement had more to do with who his possible opponent was, or what was his network status, like in terms of like, is he still going to be with PBC? Like, what's the exact situation? But I guess he just said that, yo, Mexico, y'all go continue watching my fights for free. So I guess that's what the announcement was. It wasn't necessarily for us, but in the process of doing so, I believe Canelo Alvarez has made it clear that let me see. He said something along the lines of his next opponent on May 4th will be an American. You know what I'm saying? Not Mexican. Which is gonna give people the illusion that, well, the impression, not the illusion. It's gonna give people the impression that he'll be facing Jamal Charlo next. You know what I mean? Because Jamal Charlo, if y'all didn't know, is a strong candidate for being Canelo's next opponent. Yeah, I mean, they also mentioned Terrence Crawford, but Terrence Crawford, from what I understand, he was on Twitter talking about, yo, he traveling all 2024. So I don't know if that's something that's exactly lined up. And from what I heard from Terrence Crawford's coach in that interview with Mill City Boxing, it just sounds like um that's not the next fight for Canelo Alvarez. You know what I mean? Terrence Crawford is not the next opponent for Canelo Alvarez. So if Jamal Charlo, and I seen like a photo, I believe somebody posted in our group chat, on our YouTube boxing group chat on Instagram. It sounded like Jamal Charlo locked in. You know what I mean? It sounded like he already in camp working on some things, you know what I mean? Shaking the rest of that rust off that he done had for them couple years. He was gone from the ring. And he had a pretty impressive showing against Jose Benavidez, but at the same time, Jose Benavidez has fought as low as 140 pounds. You feel what I'm saying? And he's not really like, I mean, he's a name because he fought guys like Danny Garcia, Terrence Crawford, and shit like that. But at the same time, he's never beaten nobody of anybody notable. You feel what I mean? So with that being said, it was like that was pretty much a layup for Jamal Charlo, if we being honest. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Let's see. Tank wanted to make Conor Ben fight him at 135 with a rehydration clause. This guy's wilding. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I don't understand how he would expect a full-fledged 147 to get down to 135 and then put a rehydration clause on him. It's like you trying to kill this man. That don't even make any sense if that's true. I don't know if that's what the situation said. I watched a Conor Ben interview earlier today, and he didn't say anything about that. But if that's the case, he tripping for sure. I don't understand that at all. I hope that's not the case. You feel me? Because if you calling out a welterweight, you should fight them at welterweight. If you're the one doing the calling out, you should go up to their weight class and fight them. It don't make sense to call somebody out and be like, "Yo, come down to my weight." That don't really make sense. You feel me? So I don't know. Like Chad Dawson called out Andre Ward. You feel what I'm saying? He was like, "Oh, I want to fight Andre Ward." Andre Ward was like, "All right, you gotta come down here." It wasn't the opposite where like Andre Ward was calling out Chad Dawson. It was like, "Come down here." It don't really make sense. You feel what I mean? So I don't know, bro. Gervonta Davis be moving however he want to move, and people be cool with it. So it is what it is. I don't even be wanting to talk about Gervonta anymore. I'll come out with more information. I'll talk more about Gervonta when he actually has something lined up. You feel what I mean? Unless he just say or do some crazy shit or contradict himself again, I don't really feel the need to speak on Tank anymore. You know what I mean? It's at this point, it's like he gotta get over them legal troubles and get back in the ring. That's a type that's the type time he need to be on at this time. You feel me? So yeah, and kind of Ben need to stop worrying about trying to fight everybody that's talking shit about him on social media and fight motherfuckers in his weight class, 47, 54. And this is another thing. How the hell Gervonta Davis gonna call out Conor Bennett and try to bring him down to 35 when not too long ago, prior to him getting caught with PEDs, Conor Bennett was about to rumble Chris Eubank at 160. That's a big dude, bro. That man weighed 170 pounds when he fought Pete Dobson that night. He's not gonna make 135, bro. He probably don't even remember the last time he was 135 pounds. You want him to come down here? You crazy as shit. Should Teofimo give Jermaine a rematch? I mean, yeah, yeah, but is he gonna do that? Absolutely not. You know what I mean? I seen Jermaine come out with a tweet saying that he wants that rematch with Teofimo. He'll beat him in a completely different way. And honestly, bro, I would like to see the rematch, but you know, Teofimo not going in that direction, man. He don't want to deal with that type of style again. Teofimo has showed you holes in his game. You know what I mean? And um, we saw the mistakes being made with Sandor Martin. He never went back to the gym to correct it because obviously what they feel like they're not doing anything wrong. They just feel like, oh, that person's running and I don't need to fix anything. Teofimo told you himself. He gave himself an A plus for the Jermaine Ortiz fight when it was really a C minus, D plus at that. C minus D plus performance at that, but them dudes take zero accountability. You know what I mean? They think that what they doing is right. You know what I mean? They're not doing no wrong. So it is what it is, man. He felt like he says that he gave himself a A plus against Jermaine, and once they feel their power, once people feel they Teofimo's power, they run. Bro, you did not hit Jermaine Ortiz clean to even get his respect. He had that game plan off of the rip. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even understand that. Like Teofimo posted like a highlight reel with him and Jermaine, and when you watch the highlight reel, he didn't really hit Jermaine with nothing really crazy. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't really be understanding the dude. You know what I mean? But I would like to see the rematch. But is it gonna happen? Absolutely not. It's not gonna happen. They're gonna keep Teofimo far away from Jermaine because they might feel like Jermaine got him figured out, and it might be a more convincing win on Jermaine part, and they don't want to fuck that money up right now. That's what I think. Kevinkarant says, nah, Jermaine blew it. Nobody really wants to see this dude fight again. No, Teofimo fans don't want to see Jermaine fight again. I would like to see Jermaine fight again. I'm sure a lot of people would like to see Jermaine fight again. No, people who are Teofimo fans or just didn't want Jermaine to win don't want to see Jermaine fight again because they understand that he's a threat to guys like Teofimo, which may be one of their favorite fighters, their favorite fighter, etc. So I disagree with that. I would love to see Jermaine Ortiz fight again. He showed that he's on that level. He's on a championship level. So he should go up against top caliber guys. I would like to see that. Him versus Navarrete would be a good fight at 35. I would like to see that. Why not? After Navarrete fights this dude, I would like to see him fight Jermaine Ortiz for the WBO lightweight title. I think that'd be dope. Electro Jazz says, "What's up, Mazuma? How's things going? Everything's going well, my brother. Thank you for asking." Tank finna fight Jose de Jesus Jimenez Fernandez del Paso next. You cold, Kevin. You cold. Shout out Mazuma Nation. Shout out to Oscar de la Coca in the building. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Anonymous says exactly, bro. How the fuck does T.O. walking forward missing punches defend the title? I don't know, bro. I don't know. It is what it is. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. Like that's how you know Teofimo didn't do shit. The man posted a highlight reel. And when you watch them punches that he threw against Jermaine, it either grazed the man or just barely got to him. Like it wasn't nothing clean. He didn't land nothing devastating. So when he's talking to Keyshawn outside the ring, it was like, yo, when they feel my power, man, they just run. Like, bro, you couldn't touch the man. He got cut, and it was from a fucking headbutt. That was the cleanest shot you landed the whole night. Bro, the cleanest shot that Teofimo landed all night was the headbutt. And that was accidental. He didn't even mean it. He hit that nigga by accident. Come on, bro. Like, that's ridiculous, dog. Teofimo is delusional, man. And his team is only contributing to his mental health issues, bro. I hope y'all understand that because what they doing is allowing him to live in his lies. There's not one person on Teofimo's team. There's not one person on Teofimo's team that keep it real with him, bro. That really sit down and be like, yo, you wildin', you need to chill out. Because his dad's not the most mentally stable dude either. I heard that boy, he be on the lick. He be on the liquor. You know what I'm saying? He be blaming it on the alcohol. They say he get into all types of recreational things I'm not going to speak on this live and stuff like that. But, you know what I mean? He's not the most mentally stable person either. So you got the head coach who's a fucking who's cuckoo. And then you got the fighter that's fucking cuckoo. So it's like, who going to check who? You know what I'm saying? The trainer's supposed to be the one checking the fighter. But it's not happening. They all dysfunctional over there. So who's gonna really hold these dudes accountable? Nobody. Because besides Teofimo Sr., everybody else is disposable. I'm sure that Teofimo one of them dudes that if you say something he don't rock with, or if you tell him some shit he don't like to hear, he'll remove you. He'll remove you. He's gotten rid of trainers before. I'm sure trainers have spoken out about something they probably didn't like going on in the camp, and he let them go. I think Kambosos had mentioned it in one of the press conferences they had in the build up to their fight when they was arguing back and forth. He was like, "Yo, them belts changed you, man. You got rid of your coaches, and you changed them belts." He was saying something, but I wasn't able to catch on. But he was talking about like him getting rid of trainers that was for his best interest and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And that's how a lot of fighters get when you at an elite level. Just speaking from not even at an elite level. Once they start feeling themselves and thinking they know it all. Me being a trainer, I've seen this happen multiple times. It's never happened to me, fortunately, but I'm humble enough to understand that it can happen to me because it's happened to great coaches. I look at myself as a great coach, so I know that this could be a possibility for me in the future. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I got distracted by this comment right here. Kevinkarant, he says, "You think William Cepeda would take the Shakur fight after Hughes?" Well, it seems like Oscar De La Hoya is real optimistic about making that fight happen with Cepeda and Shakur. Maybe Oscar sees that Shakur is hesitant with like strong pressure fighters, and William Cepeda happens to be that. So maybe he likes stylistically, he might like the matchup between Cepeda and Shakur. He's been speaking about it. He really wants to make that fight happen. And Oscar, shout out to Oscar, man, because he's been really putting Ryan Garcia out there in some big fights. He's made 2 big fights so far. He's made the Gervonta Davis fight with Ryan Garcia last year, which was it was the most sold fight last year, and the most popular, not the most meaningful, but the most popular fight in 2023. And he's going into 2024 with another banger, man. Devon Haney versus Ryan Garcia. Now, I do think that he's making this fight for a reason. I don't think it's really to benefit Ryan Garcia. I think that he's doing it to humble Ryan Garcia because I think he knows from a stylistic standpoint, Ryan can't beat Dev. You feel me? So, and being that they're not at the best, like they don't have the best relationship right now, you know what I'm saying? He wants to bring Ryan back down to earth. He wants to humble him. He wants to teach him a lesson. So of course he's gonna take that fight because I think if he was in good standings with Golden Boy, I don't think they would have released Ryan to Devin Haney just yet. I think they would have still been on the marinate and shit. But because they're not in the best standings as of right now, you're like, oh yeah, you can't beat this dude, but we'll let you fight him. You know what I'm saying? Because before you leave a Golden Boy, you're gonna have multiple losses, and that's what I think is gonna go on. That's what I think is gonna happen. But William Cepeda versus Shakur Stevenson, that's a good fight. That's a real good fight. And I think Shakur was encouraging that fight at one particular time, but I don't know exactly what happened with that. You know what I'm saying? So we just gonna have to wait and see what's up. I don't know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So let me see. Let me see my Instagram people on here. Hmm. Shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. I appreciate the 24 people that's on. You hit the like button as soon as you come in. It is very much appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Tank versus Oscar be wilding. He said Tank versus Juan Chavez, El Macho Man de Burrito. That nigga said de Burrito. That's fucking hilarious. Shout out to my boy Anonymous again. He said I would have loved to see Cepeda versus Martin high volume fight. Oh, that would have been smoke. I would have loved to have seen that. But in all honesty, bro, one of the fights I'm really looking forward to seeing, man, I'm really looking forward to seeing Rolly and Pitbull, bro. I think that's a very slept on fight. I don't know why. I think that's going to be action packed until somebody gets knocked out. I don't think that fight's going the distance, and I think stylistically, if Rolly I got some concerns about Rolly, but if Rolly comes out being who he is, like just being confident, naturally being himself stylistically, and not doing all that moving shit like he did against the old man, Ismael Barroso, I think that shit gonna be the fight of the night, bro. That's fight of the night caliber, fight of the year worthy type of fights. Because they could both win. You know what I'm saying? Pitbull, you know what I mean? If he stays responsible with his high guard, his defense, bring his hands back and stuff like that, and is the aggressor the entire time. Rolly's not the best defensively. You know what I'm saying? So he could hit Rolly with a bomb. And I don't know, Rolly's punch resistance hasn't been looking too good since he got knocked out against Gervonta Davis. So who knows if he's gonna be able to take a left hook or an overhand from Isaac Cruz. You feel what I'm saying? Rolly, on the other hand, he has devastating power himself. Gervonta told you that's the hardest puncher I've ever been in the ring with. You feel what I'm saying? And in that Tank fight prior to him getting knocked out, it looked like a couple punches that had landed on Gervonta had gotten his attention. Not necessarily hurt, but gotten his attention. So it could be a situation where Rolly could he could time Pitbull coming in. You know what I'm saying? Now, does he have the IQ? Does he have the IQ? Does he have the ring intelligence to know how to properly time somebody like Isaac Cruz? Is he gonna be studying Isaac Cruz's tendencies and know when to shoot the shot? You know what I'm saying? That's something else that we'll just have to wait and see. Rolly Romero has a new boxing coach, from what I understand. I know that I don't know if the coach that he had with Bullet is now his head coach or he's because I forgot what the dude, Joanne, wait, what was his name? Who Rolly be working with besides Bullet? I think it's not Joanne Guzman, that's Jermel Charlo. There was somebody else that Rolly was working with, but regardless, um, damn, what was his name? It's a Cuban fighter. It's not Joanne Guzman, is it? Or am I don't even know if I'm saying his name right. There's somebody that Joel Casamay. Is it Joel Casamayor? I think it's Joel Casamayor. I think he's been working with Rolly lately. Stop Motion MMA says Rolly new coach from what I heard was his dad. Really? That's interesting. Cause I never seen that man coach Uh, wait, hold on. I think Joel Mayure was working with Rolly Romero. I know I'm not tripping. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, look, it's training footage. It says working out with Joel Casamayor and Rolly Romero, but this was back in 2022. No, Joanne Guzman works with Jermel Charlo. And yeah, Joanne Guzman, he's helping coach Jermel Charlo. But Joel Casamayor has been working with Rolly Romero for a couple years already. Now, but Bullet was always the head coach from what I understand. So with Bullet now being removed from the equation, is Joel Casamayor Rolly's lead trainer? Or from what Stop Motion MMA just said, is his dad the new head trainer? Because from what I understand, I don't even I Rolly dad wasn't even working Rolly's corner in his fights. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him like sitting ringside and shit like that, but in terms of working his corner, I never seen Rolly dad do that. Unless I'm tripping. You feel me? So I don't know. I don't know. Is that really Southpaw? Is that really Southpaw said Devon Haney soft as hell? Or is that a fake account? Let me see. This is really him. Or is that a fake account? Let me see. Yeah, it's a fake account. It's really him. Is that a fake account? I don't think that's really him. Yeah, it's a fake account. Is it really him? I don't think that's really him. Yeah, it's a fake account. I can't really see. Is it really him? I don't think that's really him. Oh, okay. Oh, that's what's up. He said Devin soft as hell. I mean, he fighting Ryan, so let's see, man. Let's see. What's your predictions with with Ryan and Dev? How y'all see this fight going? Because it's looking like Devin is a significant favorite against Ryan Garcia. Devin also said in an interview, I believe, with the Zone, that he feels like he's gotten better and Ryan Garcia has stayed the same. Now, this is not the first time that I've heard that. I've heard that from multiple people that said, I even heard Shakur say at one particular time a while back, that Ryan Garcia has never really developed as a pro, that he fights the same way that he did in the amateurs. You feel what I'm saying? Now, I do think that Devin has gotten better. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like from when I've seen him fight in Philly, the fighter that he is now, especially getting older, sparring high elite guys and just taking on bigger fights, just being more confident as a professional, settling in as a pro. I do think that, you know what I'm saying. I do think that you know what I mean? He's progressed a lot. Ryan, on the other hand, I never really seen too much of his amateur showings or anything like that, like his amateur bouts and stuff like that. So I can't really say whether he's gotten better or not. But I don't know, man. Look like Devin is extremely confident, and in a way, it sounds like he's kind of underestimating Ryan Garcia. Now, I'm sure they know each other pretty well. They fought each other 6 times and shit like that. So they essentially have a good understanding of what each other is capable of doing. Now I don't think Devin is necessarily underestimating him, but he's underestimating like his skill set and his maturity and his growth as a fighter at the same time. Like I'm sure he's aware of what Ryan's capable of doing, but like he's still looking at him like light work. So it's like he's underestimating him in a sense, but at the same time, I don't know how to really put it. Southpaw says Ryan by knockout. Devin has a glass jaw. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. I think Ryan got it. I don't know. I don't know, man. Ryan don't got the best punch resistance neither though. Ryan definitely don't got the best punch resistance. I don't know, bro. I hope he don't underestimate that man. And that's not the real. I don't think that's the real southpaw neither. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bell Nori. I believe that's your name. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Shout out to you. I don't think I've ever seen you on here. He said, me too. I'm looking forward to Rolly and Cruz. It's a hell of a fight. I'm telling you, stylistically, it's a hell of a fight. You know what I'm saying? I think that that's going to be the one that's really going to catch people attention on that card. You feel me? I think that's going to be the one. Savvy says Devon by split decision in 12. From what I understand, a split decision is when one judge believes it went the other way, but the two are in agreement. So you think it's going to be a close fight? That's interesting. Kevinkarant says Devon. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm trying to. Devon gonna win easily. Mm. Champion Sports Boxer. He said if Rolly works on his defense, he could win. I mean, true. You know what I'm saying? But can you necessarily master defense within one training camp when Rolly has been defensively irresponsible his entire career, in my opinion? The reason why Rolly had never faced no adversity early in his career because it was really because the styles that he had went up against, he was typically the bigger, stronger dude. You feel what I'm saying? Even in the fight he got a gift with Jackson Marinez, you know what I mean? He essentially got outboxed. He didn't really get hit with anything clean or anything of that nature. When he went up against a big puncher in Gervonta Davis, that's when it was exposed how shitty his defense is. You know what I mean? And then afterwards, his punch resistance um started to evaporate. You know what I'm saying? Like he went shortly after the Gervonta Davis fight in the lead up to the Ismael Barroso fight had gotten stopped in sparring by Jawan Ingram. You feel what I'm saying? With the same left, he's a sucker for left hooks, bro. Whether it's on the southpaw or the orthodox side, we've seen him get cracked on the chin. And what made the Jawan Ingram John worse was the man had headgear on and got hit with 16-ounce gloves. You know what I mean? Might have been heavier gloves. Who knows? So if you getting dropped and rocked with 16-ounce gloves on after getting knocked out in your previous bout, it's making me question whether you know what I'm saying, you still have uh confidence in your ability to take a shot or not. Another thing, he had gotten dropped with a shot by Ismael Barroso following that knockout in sparring. You feel what I'm saying now? It seems like his punch resistance isn't what it used to be. I don't know if it's a mental thing. It's a did he take damage? Did he take some sort of neurological damage in the tank fight? I don't know. But going up against somebody like Isaac Cruz who could pack a fucking punch, bro. Like I've seen what he did to Gamboa. You see what I'm saying? Like he really could crack, man. Like that boy got certified power. He walk. It looked like that little motherfucker look like he walk around pretty heavy. So I'm sure he's gonna fill in. He's gonna be really comfortable at 140 pounds, and that might he might come in that fight more energetic. You see what I'm saying? So um, I don't know, bro. Rolly could be in some real serious trouble and he could work on his defense this camp coming up, but I don't think one training camp is gonna make any significant difference with his defense. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Who y'all got? Foster versus Nova. That's tough, man. Like I've seen Abraham Nova fight. He fought a good friend of mine's, Avery Sparrow, and I thought Avery Sparrow and Avery took the fight on last minute notice, and I thought he outboxed Abraham Nova, so he could be outboxed. And Oshaki Foster is somebody who has great boxing ability from what I've seen. I'm not the most informed with Foster by any means. Like by any means, I'm not the most informed dude on Foster. There hasn't been many fights that I've watched, but I do think that he has the skill set, he has the boxing ability, the ring intelligence to outbox Abraham Nova. That's what I personally think. Um, but Abraham Nova, he's strong. He pack a punch, but also Nova got flatlined by Robesi Ramirez. He got flatlined by him. See what I'm saying? So he could get hurt too. So it's an interesting dynamic. It's a good fight. It's a good step up fight for Abraham Nova. You know what I mean? They giving him another opportunity. And may the best man win. May the best man win. It's a good fight. It's definitely a good fight. But I think Foster, I think he's gonna outbox Abraham Nova. That's what I think. Kevinkarant says, "What you think about Raymond Ford next fight? Is underrated." Raymond Ford is somebody that I've been watching since his pro debut. I was there live when he made his pro debut. Um, I think that was at the Leocourt Center when Eddie Hearn had came over to Philly and had a fight on the zone. I had watched his pro debut all the way up until now. Raymond Ford has had some performances that was a little bit shaky. You feel what I mean? But he's shown to be extremely dangerous as well. Raymond Ford has been in camp with Shakur Stevenson, just sparring and getting that championship level working. So he's had great preparation in the lead up to this fight. Now, his opponent, I don't really know too much about. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know the man or anything like that. But let's take a look at let's take a look at this guy record and exactly who he's been in the ring with. You know what I'm saying? So we could get a little bit. We can't tell all from box track, but we could get a good idea of who the person is by looking at their track record. Now his opponent is 12-0 with 11 KOs, so that's pretty dangerous. You know what I'm saying? 5'7", 25 years old, 5'7". They don't say his reach or anything like that on here, but from what I see, the man got a 91% KO ratio, and he's ranked 19 in the world at featherweight according to BoxRec. You know what I'm saying? So and his career has been going on since 2021. So he's a fairly new pro, but he's been busy at the same time. For 9 times. He fought 9 times in 2021 alone, but then started to slow down because he only fought 1 time in 2022 and then 2 times in 2023. So a little bit of inactivity on his part. But from what I see, um, only one person made it to the distance with him, and that was a 14-0 that he had defeated back in 2022. Besides that, he's beaten a 33-0, a 14-0, a 32-4, and this is all with just 12 fights. He's beating these guys with these kind of records. So it's pretty impressive. Now, are these guys with these good records actually good fighters? I'm not sure because I'd never heard of any of these dudes' names. They could easily have blown up records. I've done told y'all about these type of fighters who can have amazing records, but they really bums in reality. No disrespect, you know what I'm saying? I'm just calling it what it is. So I don't know. That dude got a pretty impressive resume, and it looked like he got some pop. Now I haven't seen any video on him, but the numbers don't lie. If only one person made it to the distance with you within 12 fights, that's it might say a lot about your punching power. You feel what I mean? So I'm looking forward to seeing how this comes out because Raymond Ford is a gifted fighter in my opinion. He sparred at my gym before, and I've seen that man work and his hand speed, combination punches. He got some dog in him as well, man. And I'm sure he's gonna be in top shape, ready for his first world title shot. So I'm gonna have to check in more with his name is Adabek Klomatov. I believe that's how you say his name. I'm not sure. My apologies if I messed that name up. But let's see where he's from. I don't know what he's from Uzbekistan. So, you know, something to be on the lookout for sure. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. My boy William Jimenez, what up? What up, man? I hope you're doing well. He says, "Yo, Mark, what up, my brother? Canelo needs to get stripped of his 168 WBC title due to avoiding his 3-year mandatory." David Benavidez. Well, I think the WBC needs to do more in terms of I think he needs to do more in terms of I think WBC needs to really put their foot down, man. They need to put their foot down and tell Canelo like, "Yo, what you gonna do, bro? Because you keep bringing all these dudes up into 168 to fight. You're not fighting no legitimate 168 guys. So we gonna ask you right now: Are you gonna fight the interim champion or not? Because if you're not gonna fight this man, then you need to give your belt up. You know what I'm saying? Now, does WBC have the balls to do that to Canelo Alvarez? I don't think so. I think they had did it at one particular time. Uh, I think that they had. I don't know if they stripped Canelo at 160 or he vacated the title at 160. But regardless, they had put pressure on him one time to fight Triple G, and ever since then they stopped doing it because Canelo had a problem with them after the fact. You see what I'm saying? So ever since then, they've been trying to stay on Canelo's good side and stuff like that. So they said that they were gonna make Benavidez the mandatory in March, from what I understand, if I remember correctly. They were saying that at the end of last year that they was going to mandate Canelo to fight not Jose Benavidez, David Benavidez. You feel what I'm saying? And let's see if they apply that pressure in March because they might find a way to just somehow find an extension for Canelo Alvarez. So we just gonna have to wait and see, man. I doubt that they're gonna step up to Canelo or anything like that because the sanctioning fees they get from Canelo may be significantly higher than the sanctioning fees that they may get from David Benavidez. So they might want to let Canelo hold on to that belt a little bit longer. You feel what I'm saying? That's just what I personally think. I think it's just a money thing. They want to keep making money off Canelo because they're gonna make more money off Canelo than Benavidez. Canelo's the bigger star. You know what I mean? He get the bigger checks and they get a percentage of that from what I understand. So they gonna be cool with Canelo having the belt. They don't care as long as they getting compensated for it. Kevin says, I think if it goes the distance, then Raymond Ford wins. But if it ends by knockout, then the Uzbek fighter winning. I think that's a fair assessment considering the fact that the Uzbek fighter has a pretty high knockout ratio, and Raymond Ford is a great boxer. You know what I'm saying? But Raymond Ford, he got some pop as well. And I think the misconception with people is that because a fighter could punch, that they could take a shot as well. Like we've seen fighters who could really crack they can't take a shot to save their life. We don't know the durability of this Uzbek fighter. He's relatively unproven according to his box rec. You see what I'm saying? Now, if we look at the two undefeated guys that he has faced, let's take a look at it. He's fought a 33-0 by the name of Thomas Patrick Ward. Now, when we look at this dude, after losing to Klamatov, he hasn't fought since then. He's supposed to fight March 16th against a 14-4. But from what I see right here, it's a lot of blown up records that he's going up against. And the people that do have solid records, we don't know who they are. You feel what I mean? So this might just be people that he's beat with good records that just make his resume look good and stuff like that. We don't know what this Uzbek fighter really brings to the table at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And who's to say that he could take a shot from Raymond Ford? It may be possible that Raymond Ford may be able to clip him. So we just gonna have to wait and see. Jordan Sheriff, what up, homie? It's good to see you on here. We got 31 people in the building, man. If you could hit the like button, it'll very much be appreciated. Thank you very much for supporting the channel and tuning into your boy. You know what I'm saying? It says Tevin Farmer fighting in Atlantic City. Yeah, he's fighting on Atlantic City, I believe, on a hard-hitting promotions card. We've been on Tevin Farmer's undercards a couple times already. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this man staying active, and hopefully he could get a world title shot at 130 pounds. That'd be dope to see as well. That'll be good to see. So I'd like to see that Tevin is back in the mix. You know what I mean? Shaking that rust off. He said I could see Tank fighting Lee Wood next. I wouldn't be surprised because there was rumors that he was supposed to fight in the UK. And if he fight in the UK, most likely it'll be against a UK fighter. So we'll see. That might be something that's real. Sing with the $5 super chat, man. Thank you very much for contributing to the channel. He says, Mazuma, you think Haney will ever fight Boots at 147? And if so, how do you see that fight playing out? Bad for Devon Haney, in all honesty, bro. So to address your first question, do you think Haney will ever fight Boots at 147? No, I do not believe that that'll be a fight that Devon Haney will pursue anytime soon. When you hear him speak about possibly moving up to 47, it's against guys that stylistically he may have the advantage against. Whether we talking about Mario Barrios, who may be sound offensively, but has a lot of problems with it. He doesn't have the best feet. He doesn't have the most coordinated feet, and doesn't have the best defense. So that's something that Devon Haney could take advantage of. They had talked about fighting Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman, this is somebody who, although is dangerous, has been extremely inactive. You feel what I'm saying? So they may see that as an opportunity to they might see that to their advantage as well. Um, so I don't know, bro. I think Haney wouldn't have any advantages going up against Boots, whether we talking about size, whether we talking about speed, power, boxing ability, defense. I just think that Boots is better than Devon Haney all around the board, in my personal opinion. You know what I mean? I don't think that fight will go good for Devon Haney at all. I don't think that he'll be able to implement that style that he usually does against somebody like Jerron Ennis. Because I think that Jerron Ennis may have even the longer reach if we speaking honestly. I don't have their reaches right in front of me, but Jerron Ennis does have like a 74-inch reach. Um, and I don't know if he's gonna be able to box somebody like Jerron Ennis from the outside. I don't know if he'll be able to keep his distance against somebody like Jerron Ennis. I just think that he'll get steamrolled. That's what I think. I think that Jerron Ennis will stop Devin Haney. That's what I believe. You feel what I mean? And I think that they know that's a tough fight to be taken at this current moment. That's why they never really brought up his name all like that. It just seemed like they just trying to grab the low hanging fruit at 147 pounds, not the not the best fighter at 147 at this particular time. And I'm saying that because Terrence Crawford and Earl seem to be moving up. You feel what I mean? So I think that that'll be a stoppage win for Jerron Ennis. I don't think they'll ever fight, in my personal opinion. And by the time Devin go up to 47, Jerron might be at 54. And if Devin does fight at 47, it'll be going around Jerron Ennis for the most part. That's what I personally think. Savvy says, Mark, what fighters do you want to see back in the ring that aren't usually discussed on the channel? I want to see Cool Boy Steph, Frank Martin, Gary, Antoine Russell. I would like to see all three of them dudes back in the mix. I want to see how Cool Boy Steph do at 126, Frank Martin. I mean, I want to see him fight a top guy at 135. William Cepeda would be an amazing fight if he's able to get the Shakur Stevenson fight or Gervonta Davis. I'd love to see him there as well. Gary Antoine Russell, he's a problem at 140 pounds, man. Him versus Subriel would be a hell of a fight. Him against any of the champions would be a hell of a fight. You feel what I mean? Him versus Richardson Hitchens would be a hell of a fight. There's some great fights that could be made at 140. It's the hottest division in boxing right now. Who else would I like to see return? I want to see Raymond Fords back in the mix. Henry LeBron. I want to see how Xander Zayas does against Patrick Teixeira. I want to see how Jamal Charlo bounces back at 154 pounds. Um, you know, these are all good fights. I want to see. I want to see. I want to see Tim Tszyu and Jamal fight. That's what I want to see. You know what I mean? I want to see them really get that shit out the way. I think that's a great fight stylistically. I want to see who has more dog. You know what I'm saying? Who could go? Who could be the last one standing in that ball? I think that's a great fight. Who else? Let's see. I don't know. I don't know. But that's the ones that just clicked in my head as of right now. Mark, who you got? Tevin Farmer or Jamel Heron? I got Tevin Farmer. I never really been big on Jamel Heron like that. You know what I'm saying? I never been really big on him. I think that if Tevin is like on his best, like if he's like himself, I think he'll stunt on Jamel Heron. I think his defense will give Jamel a lot of problems. And Tevin's not the biggest puncher, but he puts his punches together real well. He's real slick. I think that he's the better overall skill fighter than Jamel. I don't know, bro. I just always thought that Jamel was overrated, bro. You know what I mean? I thought like him getting that world title, I think that they had like, gave him like an easy. I think they gave him like an easy road to getting a world title. You feel what I'm saying? I seen this man get stopped early on when he was with PBC. I think that just like when they gave this man what was that man's name? Ray Beltran, when Top Rank had like moved him real well, and ended up getting him the world title and stuff like that, so he get his green card and shit like that. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think that Jamel Heron had an easy route to the world title. That's my personal opinion. I always thought he was the weak link at 130, and Shakur exposed it. Shakur knew that was easy money. Easy money. Easy money. Y'all really think Jamal is actually coming back? I think he will come back. I don't see why he wouldn't. I know that his stock is like all the way down the drain right now, but I think that he could come back and revive it. He's still the unified champion at 154. Why wouldn't he come back? Now, is he going to be himself coming back? We don't know. Migs 187. He says, "What's up, Mazuma TV? How you doing, brother?" He says, "How do you know WBO middleweight intro champ Oscar Pupilo Calazo, Puerto Rican boxer?" I know Oscar Calazo. That's in the smaller weight division. I don't know who you refer. Are you talking about the 105 pounder? Because if we talking about middleweights, that's no. Let's take a look. I know Oscar Calazo is a Puerto Rican boxer that's world champion right now at like 105 pounds. If that's who you're referring to, yeah, I don't know nothing about a middleweight champion though. Yeah, I know he's a champion at 105. He's 9-0 with 7 knockouts right now. That's what I just pulled up. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, you must. He's not middleweight champion because the nickname you even put him as, that's the 105 names. That's the 105 fighter's name. Yeah, yeah, that dude fight at 105 pounds. Yeah, minimum weight. Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, anonymous. I think that's what he meant to say. Yeah, yeah, I know exactly who he is, bro. I watched his last fight. I have been hearing about him from people on the island for a pretty long time now. He's a spar one of my dad's old fighters. You know what I'm saying? Who was a 108 pounder. Um, that kid got a lot of potential, man. He got some pop for sure. He completely fucking destroyed the last opponent he had went up against. Let me see what his name was. Ramirez Gutierrez. He had stopped him in the third round. He had caught him with a bomb and was able to finish him. So yeah, I'm aware of him. Let me see. Do you think Boots should move up to 154 now? I know it's not his fault. He ain't have any fights at 47, but it would be a shame to waste valuable years inactive at a weight where there's no smoke. I mean, that's a great point, Jordan. And I had spoken about this a few times already. You know what I mean? I know you haven't been on here in a while, but we spoke about this situation. In all honesty, I think he should move to 154. You know what I mean? If he wants to be this big name, if he wants to be this star in boxing, I don't think he's gonna make it with the. I don't think he's gonna be able to get that going right away with the current state of the 147-pound division. Like when we looking over the division, Earl, Earl, Bud, they out of the equation. You know what I'm saying? They both at 54 now, from what I understand. Keith Thurman, he moved up to 54, well, essentially 55, but 54 to fight Tim Zoo. Porter retired. Ugas looked like he on his way out. Mario Barrios, they saying he getting cold feet all of a sudden, or something about he's about to have a child or anything like that. So that's not the fight. If that fight happens, it's gonna be postponed later down the line. Now let's say he defeats um Mario Barrios, which I'm sure he will. How like who would be necessarily next? Conor Ben. Conor Ben is a solid name. Like we know about him, but is that gonna help Boots achieve the ultimate goal, which is become undisputed at 147? I don't think so. You feel what I mean? Bud still has the rest of the remaining belts that's at 147. And Boots told me to my face. He said that he want to become undisputed at 147. He said before he move up to 54, that's what he want to do. So, um, hold on. So, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like that's what his goals is. I can't tell that man to go against his goals, but me personally, I think like to really save these valuable years you're speaking of, I think he should move to 154. That's my personal opinion. So they wouldn't have to avoid him. Cause I doubt they're gonna move to 60 after he go to 54. They're gonna have to stay there and make their choice. You know what I mean? Boots ran from the London Nago and Kaviaskis. Who ran from Kaviaskis, bro? What are you talking about? He ran from Kaviaskis. Why not who the fuck is that? You talking about the one that Bud knocked out? What has that man done since then? I think Boots has been chasing fighters that are a lot better than Kaviaskis that don't want to say his name. I think Stanionis a better fighter than Igis Kaviaskis, bro. I think Stanionis a way better fighter. When they offered that fight to Kaviaskis, he said that he's been inactive because of all the Virgil Ortiz fights that fell out, and due to that, he wanted to get a tune-up. Then went behind Boots back and tried to fight Thurman at the end of the year. Do y'all remember that? Like it's only so much Boost could do. All Boost could do is just fight who's available. You see what I'm saying? So it's extremely frustrating to hear that, oh, Boost didn't fight anybody. Well, he's clearly showing you that he wants to fight them guys, and they find every reason to not fight him. So what the fuck is he supposed to do? What is he supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? Nobody ran from me, machine. Oh, I don't understand that. Savvy says Jamal Charlo a problem. His current situation affecting his stock may bring out the dog in him, similar to how he fought against Tony Harrison in their second fight. Yeah, Jamal a problem, bro. He just, you know what I'm saying? He got cold feet when he went up against the guy he been talking shit about for over a decade. But at 154, and I'm sure once him moving up them weight classes had an effect, you know what I mean? Maybe he didn't have to train as hard, or you know what I'm saying? He probably wasn't obviously he wasn't fully acclimated to the weight. Maybe the power was too much for him to withstand, which is why he went into survival mode and essentially got dropped in the fight. Maybe his power didn't translate. Maybe he didn't feel well, bro. It's so many things. He was recovering from a hand injury. But at 154, Jamal is a monster. You know what I'm saying? He may very well be the best 154 in the world still. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I would like to see him come back. That'll be a good. I would still like to see him come back. I still think he got something in the tank. He just got to redeem himself. That's all. Jordan Sheriff said Me Machine is good, but Romain Villa better than him. That'll be a hell of a fight. That's a good stylistic matchup right there. Because Me Machine, a strong motherfucker, and Romain Villa is a gangster. Man, Boots hit that man with everything, bro. And he stood tall all the way to the end. That boy went out. People be talking about that they'll go out on their shield, bro. That man went out on his shield against Boots, bro. Still didn't want to take a back step. He took all that punishment, which in reality might have taken some fight out of his career. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, especially if he's not a durable dude, that might have took a lot of fight out of his career. But regardless, he went out like a gangster, bro. Real warrior shit right there. Brian Castano need to come back too. Hell yeah, Castano gonna give a lot of dudes problems. As a matter of fact, Castano, Castano, if Thurman stay at 154, I would like to see. No, I'm not even going to include Thurman because I don't know. I don't know what he gonna do if he loses to Tim Zoo. But Castano versus Jesus Ramos will be a banger. Castano versus Erickson Lubin will be a banger. There's a lot of good fights that can be made at 54 too. I think 54 is second to the 140-pound division in terms of like best weight classes. There's so much smoke at 54, bro. So much smoke. It's just these motherfuckers ain't fighting each other. You feel me? So I think 154 at one point in time was the best division in boxing, but 140 just got all these people move up from 35. So, you know. Earl Spence versus Castano is another good fight. I think they fought each other in the amateurs too. I think, if I remember correctly. I think Castano was talking about dropping Earl or some shit like that. He had a lot to say. So that'd be a good fight. If we really talking about inactive fighters, we need to mention my boy Rashidi Ellis. Yeah, he need to bounce back. He need to bounce back. Rashidi and Boots would probably still be a good fight, but I don't know. I don't think Rashidi got what it take to beat somebody like Boots or even make it competitive, in my opinion. He fast, he could box and shit like that, but nah. Rashidi and Conor Ben will be a good fight. Rashidi and Conor Ben will be a good fight. That'll give us a real good indication of exactly where Conor Ben is at. I would like to see that. Truck Simpson needs to return too. Did Truck lose his last fight? Oscar, he says, Mark, what you think Boots would do if he saw Bud in public? I think he should slap him and make him mad or call him crawfish. Well, Boots not that type of person. You know what I'm saying? From what I understand, how the way Bozy and them get down, they real respectful people. You know what I mean? Boots not even the type to talk crazy. You know what I mean? He's a real good dude, so I doubt that he'll disrespect Bud like that. You know what I'm saying? I think that obviously, I think he will be respectful, but I think at the same time he will call Bud for the fight. I think he'll ask him about the fight in person because he a young, hungry kid on the rise, man. He want that opportunity, and they've met in person before. Like Terrence Crawford sat in Boots' locker room while he was warming up for a fight and was just watching him. You feel me? So they've been in the same room before. You know, um, I doubt anything will really come of that. I don't think he'll ever disrespect Bud like that, and I don't think anybody um would just run up and slap Terrence Crawford. I think that'd be. I don't think that would be a good decision, especially with the background that Terrence Crawford got with the wrestling and the boxing and all that. Yeah, I don't think. I don't think that'll be a wise decision. But Bud is a prideful dude, bro. So maybe that would make Bud get up and want to fight you. You know what I'm saying? If you call him out his name or do anything of that nature. I remember one of the first time I seen Boots trash talk was at the presser. Yeah, yeah, he had Ellis mad. He had Ellis mad, but Boots can talk shit. I've heard Boots talk shit before. It's just not something that's like his go-to. Like he'll do it if necessary, but like he don't really get into all that. You feel me? That's not like his thing. That's not like part of his personality. He's not really a big trash talker, but he got it in him. You know what I'm saying? Like people from Philly, bro, we know how to talk. You know what I'm saying? We talk shit. You feel me? So there ain't nothing to do. But he's a real humble dude, man. He not gonna really look for no smoke if I mean he not gonna really talk trash if you're not talking trash to him. He keep it cool if you keep it cool. It's like it's pretty much essentially what Boots is like whatever time you on, I'll be on. So you know what I mean? You keep it respectful, be respectful. But if you want to talk crazy, we can talk crazy. So that's the type dude Boots is from what I understand. What y'all think about Elijah Garcia versus Karan Davis? That's happening down the line. Well, I heard that shit was confirmed already from what I read. I think I read that shit on Boxing Scene. You know what I mean? If that's the case, that's a good fight. You know what I'm saying? It says Elijah Garcia versus Karan Davis, along with Julio Cesar Martinez versus Angelina Cordova, is happening March 30th. Now, Elijah Garcia is a fucking monster. I'm gonna tell you that right now. That kid is the goods, and you can tell that PBC believing in him because they've thrown him in there with some tough fights, and he's passing with flying colors. His last performance was sensational. You feel me? So I'm really looking forward to seeing him fight Karan Davis because Karan Davis does train in Philly. He trains with Breadman. Yeah, I mean, I might have to bring Breadman on the show to speak about the fight. You know what I'm saying? But he's even sparred at my gym before Karan Davis, and he could fight. He could fight. You feel me? So that'll be a good step up for Elijah Garcia. You know, Karan Davis done fought David Benavidez in 168. Had a close fight with was it Andre Durrell? You know what I'm saying? So um yeah. So yeah, man, that's a good fight for Elijah. I think that he could definitely win that fight as well. I think that's a good one. You feel me? Yeah, I think that's a good fight. Do I know how much Boo's deadlift? Nah, I wouldn't know that. That's a pretty weird question. How would I know how much he deadlift? I know that, but I do know this. When he do strength and conditioning, they don't really use weights. You feel me? So I don't know if deadlifting is something that Boots do. I don't know. Oh yeah, Savvy, that's a good one. I always forget about this dude. I don't know why, because I'm really high on him. Diego Pacheco. And I would love to see Diego Pacheco and Berlanga fight, bro. Would love to see that. You feel me? Think that's a great fight. I think Pacheco would dog walk Berlanga. You know what I'm saying? But Elijah Garcia and Karan Davis is a great fight. I would love to see that. We got 30 people in the building, man. I appreciate you guys tuning in and chopping it up with the nation. You know what I'm saying? If you like what you see right here, man, feel free to support the channel. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification. You feel me? Hit the like button. I'm saying? Just do the little basic things, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate it very much. You heard of Alan Garcia? No, I probably did, but I don't his name not really ringing a bell right now. What's going on with Alan Garcia? Wrestlers like Bud Strong, that man could deadlift 415. Yeah, Bud is very physically strong. I knew he was strong back when he fought Jeff Horn. You know what I'm saying? Like he fought Jeff Horn about like his first fight at welterweight, bro. And we seen Jeff Horn like essentially bully Manny Pacquiao when they fought. So when I seen Bud move up in his first fight at 147 and essentially was pushing, just pushing him around, I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, how the fuck is he doing that? I thought Jeff Horn would be the stronger guy physically. And I told Bull Mac this. I was like, bro, that really surprised me in that Jeff Horn fight. How he was just easily moving Jeff Horn. I knew he was physically strong since then. But the stamp, like the real stamp on it, was the Earl Spence fight. Because Danny Garcia told you, he was like, yo, like Earl not the biggest puncher, but physically he's very strong. So to see Bud just push Earl around, you know what I'm saying, like that was very like, it was eye-opening. You know what I'm saying? But this man had like man had like a whole like outside outfit. Like he was about to go party or some shit. And he deadlifting 400 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. It's a phenomenal athlete. I don't know if Boots get into all that deadlifting shit. I don't know. I know he like real big on calisthenics though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so yeah, definitely. So yeah, there's some good things that's going on. Let me check box of scene real quick and see if there's anything new that's come up. But oh yeah, we didn't even get to speak about this before I get up out of here, man. Subriel Matias, man. Subriel Matias, the IBF champion at 140 pounds, has just signed a deal with Matchroom Boxing. Now I knew that they was definitely gonna sign something. When I seen Subriel had ran like this marathon with Eddie Hearn, I'm like, yeah, Eddie Hearn reeling that boy in, man. You could tell um, he really got him like he caught his eye, got his attention with some, you know what I'm saying, with some good business talk or whatever. So I knew since then that him and Eddie Hearn was gonna put something together. And Eddie Hearn, he know how to talk. When they was sitting right there and the dude was translating to Subriel, Eddie Hearn was talking about, yeah, so we got to make him a bigger star in Puerto Rico. So we gonna do this, this, and this for him, as if the deal is already signed. Like he like manifesting. You know what I'm saying? Just like speaking ahead of time. And Subriel, you can tell like he was nodding his head, like he liked what Eddie was saying. So I guess Eddie giving him what he want. He gonna be fighting in Puerto Rico against Leon Paro, from what I understand. And if the schedule is right, man, I'm gonna be trying to make my way over there, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna try to make my way over there. I know I'm gonna be in Puerto Rico around like April. I heard the fights in March, I believe. No, I don't know if it was March. It might be May. But regardless, um, I'm definitely gonna be trying to make my way over there. And if I do, I'm definitely gonna be in my media bag. I'm gonna definitely be recording. You know what I mean? And try to find a way over to Subriel, try to get an interview and all that good shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's dope. It's dope. So he signs this deal with Eddie Hearn. Now, what does this mean? I don't know how long the deal is for. Let me see if Boxing Scene could tell me how long. It says multi-fight co-promotional pack with Eddie Hearn's Matchroom. So we already know that Subriel Matias is with Fresh Productions with Ivan Urango. But let's see. I don't know how long it says. Hmm. So it seems like Subriel has moved on from PBC. Essentially, that's what it sounds like. Let's see. It doesn't necessarily say the time frame. It just says a multi-fight co-promotional deal. So, oh, you heard it was in June or July? Okay, cool. Stop Motion said PBC looking for a second network deal. I'll see why. Because Amazon, it seems like they're only doing pay-per-view events, and it's not that many events that's gonna be going on in a year. So it sounds like Amazon, they're gonna do all the big fights, all the pay-per-view, like high caliber fights are gonna be going on the Amazon platform, and then the regular fights for the guys who's up and coming and not really pay-per-view worthy yet, are gonna be on this second network deal. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what Al Heyman come up with. I think that man is a genius. I think he gonna figure some shit out. You know what I'm saying? I think he definitely gonna figure some shit out. And from what I understand from a while back, it sounded like Netflix was interested in showcasing boxing on their platform. So let's see. Let's see if they could come up with some. Hopefully a little solid budget. You know what I mean? So we can get these fights on and popping, man. Definitely need to get these fights on and popping for sure. But with Subriel signing with Eddie Hearn, man, what do you think are the more possible fights that can happen right now? Because Eddie Hearn got a lot of 140s, man. He has a lot of 140s. He got a solid stable at junior welterweight. So do we think that towards the end of this deal with Subriel, they're gonna be trying to line up the Devon Haney fight? Because Devin Haney does have a good relationship with Eddie Hearn. You know what I mean? They do business together. You know, they've partnered on several fights. More recently, this Regis Prograde fight. So what are they gonna line up for Subriel, man? Because Regis may be a possible opponent. You know what I mean? Like Regis talking about MMA and all this shit, and I see him practicing like double leg takedowns and all this bullshit. So, but I'm sure if they were to offer the fight for Regis, somebody who's in his mid 30s, he may be looking at this as a last opportunity, and he might pursue this fight with Subriel. Subriel had been talking crazy about Regis for a while. You know what I mean? Talking about putting him in the hospital. That might be a good fight. I mean, Leon Paro, that's a good fight. Richardson Hitchens, that's a good fight. You feel me? But Hitchens just told you on YSM Sports Media. Let me pull this up, man. Shout out to Jamal for this interview. He literally like Hitchens' response. It was kind of disappointing. I ain't gonna lie to you. He was like, "Yeah, man, I don't want to fight for that IBF title because the last time I fought for that IBF title, I didn't feel good after the that 10-pound rehydration clause. I didn't feel right after it, so I don't even want to fight." Like, just pretty much saying that he don't want to fight for that IBF title because he don't fuck with the rehydration clause. So that's interesting. I don't know, bro. That's kind of funny talk on Richardson Hitchens' part. He had said that just openly on YSL Sports Media's last interview. So I don't know if Hitchens is a real possibility at this time. So we might have to take him out the equation. We're not going to talk about Montana Love. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going to be talking about that. But he got a solid stable over there, 140. He got a solid stable. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Subriel has planned. I think it's a good move. I think they're gonna keep him active. Um, he gonna come back with that world title over to Puerto Rico, and I'm sure that shit gonna do numbers, bro. That shit gonna do numbers, man. I'm really looking forward to seeing that. I love to see my people, you know what I mean, get some great events going on over at their home. You know what I'm saying? Because Puerto Ricans usually got to travel a lot to see their people perform and do their thing. You know what I mean? When the WWE came to Puerto Rico with Bad Bunny and all that shit, bro, that shit was fire, man. I love what that did for my country. You know what I'm saying? So see Subriel go over to Puerto Rico and defend his crown, his second title defense, you know, defend his crown in front of his own people. That's dope, man. Hopefully Subriel performs well. He rises to the occasion and he's able to get his victory in his home country. You know what I'm saying? So that's a dope job, bro. Definitely a dope John. But this might ultimately lead up, how the way Eddie Hearn playing shit. This might ultimately lead up to a massive fight. You know, like the UK do massive fight between Devon Haney and Subriel Matias. You know what I'm saying? But time will tell. You know what I mean? I hope that Subriel gets everything he wants out of this deal with Eddie Hearn. I hope they compensate that man well and just make him a bigger star so more opportunities could present themselves to make a big fight happen. Shout out to Tesla, man. He says Mazuma Nation. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on, Tesla? But yeah, man. Essentially, that's my live for the night, man. I've been on here for an hour and 20 minutes already. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. You know what I mean? Today was a great live. We got a lot of chopping up. Regis will get stopped versus Subriel. I agree. I agree, Slime. But anyway, I appreciate everybody that was on the live, man. Man, hit the like button. You see what I'm saying? If you appreciate the content, a lot of this today, we didn't even stick by the topic, man. I was just responding to all the comments and just giving y'all my thoughts and opinions. And I heard some great thoughts and opinions as well. So thank you very much for making this live easy for me. You know what I'm saying? The nation and the mob make everything possible. I'm extremely blessed to have the support that I have on my channel. You see what I'm saying? But until then, man, I hope y'all have a blessed, beautiful night. I'll be back with some videos and another live tomorrow night. Y'all have a good one, man. Shout out to the nation. Shout out to the mob. I'm out of here, man. Peace.